Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Offhand. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 NFL draft prospects. We did a video exactly like this, actually, last week on Jamar Chase, Dylan Moses, and Rashad Bateman. I almost forgot the names, but I didn't. So if you're interested in any of those guys, definitely go check it out. It was a really fun video to do. This is going to be a series for the next few weeks leading up to the NFL draft. So if you like that type of stuff, like and subscribe. Do it, please. It'd be great. It'd be awesome. But first, my name is Andy. The man to my right is Chayev. The man at the bottom of your screen is Steven. Steven, how are you doing today?
I got 2 hours of sleep.
Awesome, man. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear you're ready to go. Chayev, how about you, man?
I'm doing pretty good except for some congestion, which you'll hear, but doing fine.
Awesome. I am also not feeling great. So all of us are really pulling through for this video, ladies and gentlemen. We are trying our best. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about three prospects. We all know who each other have done, but we haven't really discussed it. So this should be a fun video for that. I'm gonna start, then Steven's gonna go, and then Chayeb's gonna go. So I'm gonna first talk about Jaycee Horn, cornerback from South Carolina, son of Joe Horn, who was a multi-time Pro Bowler in the NFL. So you might have heard of him. He definitely got his athletic ability as well as his frame. He is 6'1", 205. He's supposed to go in the mid-first round area. And honestly, I think that might be too low. I think he could actually go a little bit higher, possibly. He's only low, I think, because of penalties, and I'll go a little bit into that later on. And he was part of a losing program for multiple years. South Carolina has not been really good. Last season, they were 2-8, which isn't great. And I think if it wasn't for that, he would probably be with all the commotion of Patrick Surtain II from Alabama and Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech, I believe. He'd be right in the mix with both of them. Patrick Surtain is the favorite cornerback. He's supposed to be the first cornerback off the board, but I think that should probably be Jaycee Horn. I haven't looked too much into Patrick Surtain, so maybe I changed my opinion, but I am really, really high on Jaycee Horn, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Just to give some credentials for him, though, he was all SEC as a freshman and all SEC second team as a junior this past year. He played only 7 games due to opting out of the season with 3 games left. He made this decision one day after his head coach, Will Muschamp, was fired. So that might have affected his value a little bit, his draft stock a little bit, because they didn't get to see him play out the whole season, but he did enough, I think. In his pro day, just to give you an idea about it, his vertical, 42 inches, up there. His bench, 19 reps, up there. His 40, 4.39, fast. Patrick Surtain II had a 4.46. Caleb Farley had a 4.28. These are corners. So the man definitely has the speed. He definitely has the strength. He definitely has the vertical. The man is an athletic freak, and he really utilizes it. South Carolina mainly plays man-to-man defense, and he excels in it. He really does. He usually takes the best receiver on the field, and it means a lot when you're playing against competition like the SEC, which is arguably some of the best football in college. So he's lining up against some of the best receivers. If you want to have an idea about some of the people he's going against, there is Kadarius Toney, who's supposed to be a first-round pick. There's Kyle Pitts, and even though he's a tight end, Jaycee Horn lined up against him multiple times to cover him against Florida. And let me tell you, Florida refused to pass it at Jaycee Horn when whoever he was covering. So they were just throwing on the other side of the field most of the time. They did not want to test him. Terence Marshall from LSU, he's a second rounder. He played against him. Elijah Moore from Ole Miss, late first rounder. He played against him, and he did very, very well against all of them. He's a very physical receiver. He's a very physical corner. Sometimes to a fault, and this is what I was saying about penalties. Sometimes he gets his hands too much into guys. He'll get some pass interference calls, but usually when he gets targeted on stuff and it's a jump ball, he is up there. He always goes for the ball, always tries to make a play on the ball. Even if the ball is like in his vicinity, he goes and tries to make like a diving play or try to like punch it out. He'll leave his man sometimes to go after the ball. And that happened a lot in the Auburn game, which was probably his best game, where like he's just really good at reading the quarterback's eyes. So he'll sometimes leave his guy and just go make a play on where he knows it's going. And it's really incredible, his instincts and everything. It's really awesome. He's also a high effort guy, high motor. And it means a lot for South Carolina because since South Carolina was such a bad team, you would think a guy of his talents wouldn't be going after it every single play, but he does. He really does. He tries to make whatever plays he can at whatever time he can.
So he's got the heart.
He has a lot of heart, which is really great.
Yeah, he's just a little bit. Yeah, he's just a little undisciplined. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't even say undisciplined.
Undisciplined in the sense that, like, with the penalties and stuff.
He's just aggressive. He's just very aggressive. Like he just really wants to make a play. He likes to jam guys up.
That can be undisciplined, though.
A little bit, I guess. Yeah.
So,
what's really interesting too is that I noticed sometimes since he's so fast, so fast, he'll sometimes let the receivers get a little bit of a step on him to kind of like bait the quarterback into trying to make a throw.
That's a little risky.
It pays off a lot.
No, yeah. If you think about it, depending, like his speed makes up for that. So if he's faster than the guy, then he can make up for that.
And with a 4.39, there are not many people faster than him. Chaya, you did Jamar Chase last week. Do you remember what Jamar Chase's 40 was?
I think maybe a 4.4 something. I'm not.
I think it was also 4.4 like 6, 4.44 something like that.
Something around there.
Kyle Pitts ran a 4.44. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, straight 4.4.
So he's faster than all those guys. So him allowing a step is okay. And he has great instincts and he dives for the ball with all his heart. So it's really interesting the gamble he takes, but it pays off.
You have no idea.
It's crazy. But like I said, just to go into some of his weaknesses real quick, he gets calls for being too physical. He's not great at shedding blocks either. There's a lot of times where I saw when it was a run to the right, to the left, or whatever, he's usually covering the outside receivers because he's usually covering the best guy. But like I said, he covered Kyle Pitts, who's a tight end. So sometimes he'd light up a little bit more inside the box. But usually he's on the outside and he'll get caught up on blocks and he just can't. He's not very good at shedding it. He's good in zone coverage. I don't think he's that great. He's solid. It's something he can easily improve upon. But his man defense, dude, it's like that is NFL ready. He can go out and be like a number one corner for a team like very, very soon in his career, I think. Some teams for him to go to. Some people have him projected going 13th to the Chargers, 15th to New England. And the reason for that, Chaya, since you are a New England fan, repping the hat, they won't have Gilmore or Jackson after this season, most likely because of contracts and stuff. So it makes sense for them to go after a top receiver and kind of groom him a little bit under some top talent.
Yeah, if they're not able to sign either of them, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. And 16th to the Cardinals to just beef up that defense more. 17th to the Raiders. And some people have him going as low as 24th to the Colts, but I highly doubt he's going to fall that far. He's probably going to be somewhere in that 13th, 17th range with one of those teams taking him. Do you guys have any thoughts or questions on Jaycee Horn?
One question.
What is it?
How fast was his 40 again?
4.39. Yeah.
Do you have any like comparisons of like what he could be potentially as a?
I don't know
any player comparison.
I'm not good with comps. I kind of showed that last week. I don't really know. A very physical cornerback, if you could think of a guy like that, very physical cornerback that is mainly good in man.
Fast.
Whoever that is, that's your guy. Also athletic monster. Like I said, 42-inch vertical. That put him in the 97th percentile. 19 reps put him in the 89th percentile for a corner. He ran a 4.39. Like the dude is just an athletic monster that's very strong. Like he can just do a little bit of, I don't want to say a little bit of everything, but he's got everything athletically. Yeah. So do you have anyone in mind, Steven, or no? Came up with anyone? You look like
Not
you
for
might have
comparisons for you, because no. I'm thinking about this guy's 40 because I'm comparing him to my guy, which is a defensive end, which I shouldn't be able to compare him, but I'll get to that in a second.
Also, we've also noticed some 40 times this year have felt a little bit crazy. Just a little bit. I don't know if it's just because everyone's doing pro days. Maybe they moved the cone a little bit or what.
I don't.
There's some crazy 40s out there this year.
There's a lot of sub 4.8s, and it's very surprising how many like sub 4.8s there are.
It feels a little weird. Maybe this is just the fastest draft class in history. Who knows? We'll see, I guess. But we're gonna go to Steven now to talk about his guy. So Steven.
So I'm actually very excited to talk about this guy now. Because
I wonder why.
Told me, oh my goodness. Jaylen Phillips, University of Miami, defensive end, 6'5", 266 pounds. Guess his 40.
That guy actually
4.32.
4.5.
4.4 flat.
So he's like right there with this cornerback who's probably like how much did you say this guy weighed?
He's 205. He probably has 50 pounds on him.
He's 50 pounds heavier than him, and he's running close to the same exact speed. Okay, 6'5". Okay, do you understand what that does to a quarterback?
No, for sure. That's why there's O lineman. Thank God.
So
he has to go 20 yards.
Jalen Phillips, this last season was his, as they call it, a sensational season.
Yeah.
Because in 2018, 2019, he played for UCLA. He was kind of, lackluster. He didn't really get a lot of starting reps. This season, he got starting reps. Okay. He had 8 sacks to finish the season. He had 45 total tackles for the season. And then solo tackles, he had 21. Okay. So a lot of people in mock drafts have him going at 14, which personally I think is a decent spot for him. 14 to who was at 14? The Minnesota to the Minnesota Vikings, or 26 to the Cleveland Browns. I think he fits better with the Minnesota Vikings.
I don't think he's gonna fall that far to 26 either.
I would agree with you if there wasn't so many offensive pieces this draft. I would agree 100%. But just because there's so many offensive pieces, like for 14. For falling to 14 after having this many offensive weapons in this draft, I think is pretty impressive still, because that means he's up to par. I would like the Dolphins. If he fell to 18, because I'm not taking him at 6. I wouldn't take him at 6 just because I know the Dolphins need to be smart and draft the receiver or whatever. But if he falls to 18, I would love for the Dolphins to pick him up. I think he'd be a perfect fit for the Dolphins just because we got rid of Kyle Van Noy and Shaq Lawson. And
no, for sure. It wouldn't be a bad pickup at all. That would definitely help that defensive front a lot more, since we lost a few pieces that would bring pressure last year.
What I'm very scared about is him falling to 15, which I'm pretty sure is the New England Patriots. And I think personally,
I don't think the Patriots would take him personally.
You don't think the Patriots would take him?
No. I don't think so either. I think they
were Bill Belichick was at the pro day, watching him and Gregory Rousseau.
I mean, Bill's gonna do his due diligence, I'm sure, but I think they've made it more aware that they're going in a different direction, because there is talk about them possibly getting a quarterback, and I think they might also, if they're not doing that, I think they're gonna do more on offense, because they did so much on defense in the off season, and given they did get those 2 tight ends as well, but I think they're more focused on trying to do more on offense with the draft, at least with that 15th pick. That's what I understand. What do you think, Trav? Since you're a fan of them,
I definitely think I definitely think they'll try to go with someone on offense. I don't think that they need that much help on defense right now. At least
I'm
they
just looking at
actually
it in the sense of
yeah, I gotcha. But like this season hasn't started, so we don't know how their defense is. I guess if their defense sucks this next season, they'll try to get someone next year. But right now, I think they added so many people on defense, like a lot of people, that I think they're gonna try to get someone on offense, either a receiver or a QB.
Yeah, I suggested, like, my guy was defense. I suggested him going 15 to the Patriots, but that's only because of Gilmore and Jackson. Maybe they think to themselves like, oh, we'll wait next year to get a corner just because we'll write out Gilmore and Jackson and then we'll plug that hole when we need to. Maybe it's a situation like that. But if Bill takes him, then you know what? That was a great decision. That was a great move. I'm not going to tell Bill Belichick that was a bad move.
To be 6'5", 266 pounds, that's freak talent.
Can you tell us though, like how he plays?
He plays obviously very fast. He's not a bulky guy, so he's not really a Brian Urlacher or anything like that. But he's not a bulky guy, so I think he fits the style of. I guess you compare because you really helped me out with this before recording. Was JJ like another Watt brother?
Yeah. I got that comp from Brett Coleman. If you don't know who Brett Coleman is, but you're watching us, go watch Brett Coleman. That guy is so smart. He goes really, really deep dive into football and stuff. The guy is honestly like, it's really interesting how he does. And he did a little video on your guy, and he was saying that he's basically like a third Watt brother with how he plays, kind of a mix of JJ and TJ, with how he gets around the edges using his speed. And he really likes hitting. He has a really good nose for hitting the inside gap, but sometimes he kind of uses it. Sometimes he utilizes that leverage he gets on the O-lineman a little bit too much, and he just always tries to hit that gap, so he doesn't make the right read, and the guy busts out on the right side or the left side or whatever, so he breaks contain, and now you have that running back going for like 15 yards downfield when maybe it should have just been a 5-yard gain, 3-yard gain.
Yeah.
That's the only thing with him, is that maybe his instincts need to be polished a little bit. But definitely very, very talented physical guy that has some nice technique to him.
Yeah.
For sure. Do you have anything more to say about him?
No, I do not. I think he's going to be at 14 with the Minnesota Vikings. That's my take.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be a good pick for them, for sure. So. Now, Chaya, who you got, my friend?
All right. So, because I went with Jamar Chase last week, I felt like going with such a deep pick.
Yeah.
And Jaylen Waddle. All right. Yeah. Super deep pick.
I'm so ready for this deep cut.
All right. So, I'm going to be talking about Jaylen Waddle. He's obviously the number 2 receiver coming off the board in a lot of mock drafts right now. He is coming out of Alabama.
Which I fully disagree with.
Yes, I also do disagree with that. I think all 3 of us can agree that he does not deserve to be a top 2 receiver this year.
Talented guy. Definitely a talented dude. But
talented heart.
Devontae Smith should probably be that number 2 guy at minimum. He should probably be like arguably 1 or 2. I don't understand how he can be like 3.
There's just no way you win a Heisman as a wide receiver and you're not like 1 guy or 2 guy. There's absolutely no way.
Yeah, like he should be a top 5 pick probably. But Chaya, continue.
All right, so to keep talking about this man, he is only 5'10", 182 pounds.
Short.
Yes, he's a short receiver. He is fast, though. From what I've gathered, apparently he runs a 40 in the high 4.2s, low 4.3s. So really his best thing is just being speedy. He is not a very physical receiver. And most of the highlights I've seen of him, when he's on the outside, the corner usually gets burned, and then the safety's just not ready for him to be there. So the safety just like sees him as like, oh, I have time. And then once the safety's even with him, the guy's already past them, and there's no way the safety's going to catch up at that point. Mm-hmm. I don't see him as a great, a great pass catcher. He's just a very, very fast receiver that just beats people out very easily.
He kind of sounds like to me a guy that can't be a receiver 1. He sounds like a guy that needs to be a receiver 2. He needs to be playing somebody off of him in order to lure in that safety to come down and play more in the box, or at least just monitor the box more so that way he can go over the top and get that step that the safety isn't ready for. Because playing with a guy like Devontae Smith or a guy like Henry Ruggs last year or Jerry Judy, with when a defense has to worry about all of those guys and Jalen Waddle just being a guy that can run deep and just take the lid off, it's going to happen a lot. So I think that's why he's probably shouldn't even be considered the top 2 receiver in this draft
Yeah.
when you need somebody else to play off of like that. That's my opinion, at least.
No, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree that I think he's being a little bit overrated because of his speed, which is what it feels like again is like a John Ross type, which is that John Ross ran that 4.22 and he was so hyped, and that's all he could do was run. Yeah. He wasn't good at anything else.
But so I think Jalen Waddle did have a great season though.
Yes, so he only played 4 games this year. He only played 4 games. In those 4 games, he caught for 571 yards and 25 catches, I think. I forgot the receptions. But it averaged out to about 6 receptions a game for 139 yards a game in those first 4 games. The only thing is that in that 5th game, he broke his ankle, which...
that's tough.
Yeah, for a speedster, breaking something in what you need to run is never something you want to happen. Usually, that is what kills the speedsters. It's just one small little injury to their leg, and there goes what they're good at.
That's why it's also pretty weird that he's still considered a top 2 receiver in this draft.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not like Jamar Chase, where Jamar Chase just sat out for a whole season.
He was just chilling.
This man broke his ankle this season.
Yeah.
Like he barely played in the national championship game, which I did not include in my stats because he only caught 3 passes for 39 yards.
Yeah. That was just for him to get involved though.
Because is he a senior?
No, he's a junior for sure. He played his freshman, he played his sophomore, and then he got a bigger role in his junior, but obviously only played 4 games.
Gotcha. What are some teams that are interested in him? Do you know?
In a lot of these mock drafts, which based on what we've done research on with the mock drafts, a lot of people have him going to the Lions. Like a lot of people.
At what pick?
Is it
7?
7? Yeah, it's 7. It's 7. They have him going around 7 usually. Yeah, I don't think he's a top 10 pick for sure. I think that a lot of people have him as a top 10 pick in general. I think Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith should be going in the top 10. I just think it's a lot of people overrating his speed. That's the problem right now.
Yeah, see how that plays out. Steven, do you have any thoughts on Jalen Waddle?
Question, because it sounds like, like from what you're saying, it sounds like I'm just asking. It sounds like you're saying like he might just be like a glorified punt returner.
Maybe, because the thing is that he is a very good kick returner, which he did do for Alabama a lot, and is the thing that got him injured. Was a kick return on the first thing of the Tennessee game that they played.
So essentially, it sounds like he's a glorified.
Yes,
I'm not trying to.
I definitely think that this guy should be going in like round 2.
Oh wow!
This is a super hot take. I think he's a round 2 guy. I think he's being super overrated because of his speed. I think he could make a great kick returner. I don't think in the NFL he's going to be a great receiver because the people in the NFL are much better at taking down speedsters.
I'm very supportive of this take. I'm not even going to lie to
you. Yeah.
I mean, I've already said, I'm not a big fan of the guy, but man, I would hate for him to have these expectations and fall so short where he ends up just being a punt returner. Like that was I feel terrible for the kid. Yeah. Like I'm not a big fan, but I really don't wish that on him. Oh man, wow.
Yeah, I don't wish it on him. I hope he lives up
We
to
don't
his,
dislike the guy.
Yeah, I hope he
This
lives up
is-
to his top 10 pick of what people are putting on him. I just don't think he's going to live up to that. I don't
Yeah,
think that
that
makes any
sucks.
sense.
Dang.
Yeah.
I like this take. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh my goodness.
Fully
Well,
supportive of this.
oh, well, I'm assuming you don't have anything left to say,
No,
Jaelen.
that was it.
Nah,
That's
I would
it. That's
assume,
the
yeah,
mic
I would
drop.
assume that's
That's the
where that ends.
That is the
Wow.
Yeah,
mic
that was
drop.
a suplex.
Oh yeah, for real. Okay, well, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you today. Let us know your thoughts on Jalen Waddle. Let us know if Chaiv's crazy or not for thinking that. Well, Chaiv and Steven, if he's just a glorified punt returner, Jalen Waddle. Let us know in the comments below. Let us know your comments on all of these guys and maybe who we should do next week.
He's gonna make a shirt.
continue the
He's gonna
series.
make a shirt. He's gonna make a shirt that says "glorified punt returner" on it if he ever watches this video.
We're gonna put that in our merch store, glorified punt returner, with a penguin just waddling. That's gonna be the. But yeah, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. It'd be great to have your support on this channel, guys. There should be an Aaron Jones video out soon, a documentary. So we're gonna post another doc finally. Thank you so much for all the support on the Stephon Diggs doc. That was really awesome to see. And yeah, I think that's everything. So once again, thank you for watching the video, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.